Hello there. Within the last hour, the authorities in Los Angeles have been giving more details about their investigation into the deaths of the actor Gene Hackman and his wife.
Within the last hour, the authorities in Los Angeles have been giving more details about their investigation into the deaths of the actor Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Orokowa. Getting ready to share new details today of the investigation into the deaths of Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife and one of the couple's dogs. Gene Hackman was more than just a Hollywood icon. He was a legend who left an indelible mark on cinema. Known for his powerful performances and commanding presence, his sudden passing left fans and the industry reeling. But while the world mourned, one voice remained silent, until now. After months of speculation, Hackman's nephew has finally broken his silence, revealing deeply personal insights about the beloved actor's final days. What really happened in his last moments, and why has his nephew chosen this moment to speak out? Join us as we uncover more. The world may remember Gene Hackman as a two-time Academy Award-winning legend, but to his nephew, Tim Hackman, he was something much more. In his first public statement since Hackman's passing, he shared how his uncle Gene wasn't just a great actor but his hero. He was humble and kind and never let fame change who he was. The world saw the actor, but I saw the man who taught me to ride a bike, who told the best stories, and who always reminded me to chase my dreams no matter how impossible they seemed. For years, Hackman kept his personal life fiercely private. He was in good physical condition and always ensured to keep himself healthy, and that was why, on February 26, 2025, the entertainment world was shaken by the news of his unexpected death and that of his wife, classical pianist Betsy Orokowa, in their Santa Fe, New Mexico home. That heartbreaking news spread quickly. Oscar winner Gene Hackman was found dead at his home in New Mexico. The couple, aged 95 and 65, respectively, were discovered alongside their deceased dog under circumstances that have left both fans and authorities puzzled. What led to their sudden tragic deaths? Sit back as you are about to find out. The sequence of events leading to the discovery began when maintenance workers arrived at the Hackman residence for routine upkeep. Upon their arrival, they found themselves unable to access the home and received no response from the occupants. Growing concerned, they contacted a security worker from the gated community who, upon peering through a window, observed two individuals lying motionless inside the house. This alarming sight prompted an immediate call to emergency services. The 911 call, placed just before 2 p.m. local time, conveyed the urgency of the situation. The caller reported seeing two people on the floor and expressed uncertainty about their condition, stating that they were not moving. First responders arrived promptly and entered the residence, where they encountered a somber and unsettling scene. Gene Hackman was found in the mudroom near the kitchen area. Beside him lay a walking cane and sunglasses, suggesting he may have collapsed suddenly. Betsy Orokowa was discovered in the bathroom, lying on her side. Nearby, a space heater had been knocked over, and an open prescription pill bottle with scattered pills was found on the counter. Authorities believe the heater may have been pulled down during her fall. Tragically, one of the couple's dogs, initially misidentified as their German Shepherd, was found deceased in a bathroom closet. A pet care specialist later confirmed that their Kelpie mix, Xena, had passed away, not their German Shepherd, Bear, as originally reported. The couple's other two dogs, Bear and Nikita, were found alive and in good health. The condition of the bodies indicated that both Hackman and Orokowa had been deceased for several days before their discovery. Authorities stated that Hackman had likely died more than a week before someone discovered his body. Signs of decomposition were evident, with Orokowa's hands and feet showing mummification. What really happened behind closed doors? The unexpected deaths of Gene Hackman and Betsy Orokowa prompted extensive investigations to determine the cause. Authorities explored various avenues, from environmental factors to natural causes, to uncover the truth behind this tragic event. Upon initial examination, investigators found no obvious signs of foul play. There were no indications of forced entry, struggle, or missing items from the home. Preliminary autopsies revealed no external trauma on either body. A full-body post-mortem CT scan also demonstrated no findings of internal trauma, further suggesting the absence of violent causes. Some media sources began to question the circumstances surrounding Hackman's passing, particularly after rumors of carbon monoxide poisoning emerged. Anonymous reports suggested that investigators were looking into potential hazards in his home, further fueling conspiracy theories. During the investigation, the New Mexico Gas Company conducted thorough inspections of the property. They discovered a minor leak at one of the stove's burners and identified 4 code violations related to the installation of lighters for a water heater and fireplaces. However, these issues were deemed insignificant and not considered factors in the deaths of Hackman, Orokowa, or their dog. One compelling theory, proposed by Chief Medical Examiner James Gill, suggests that the couple's deaths may have resulted from a broken heart type of situation. This hypothesis posits that one spouse may have discovered the other deceased, leading to an overwhelming emotional shock that could induce a fatal cardiac event, especially considering Hackman's known heart disease and pacemaker. This theory aligns with cases where intense emotional stress triggers a surge of stress hormones, potentially leading to heart failure. However, Gill, who is not directly involved in the investigation, expressed skepticism about the companion suicide theory, noting that the couple being found in separate locations weakens this likelihood. He suggested that Hackman's cardiac history makes a natural death plausible, with Orokowa potentially succumbing to a fatal accident or her own health issues while attempting to assist her husband. As the investigation continues, Gene Hackman's nephew, Tim Hackman, has stepped forward to address the swirling theories but has urged patience and discretion. According to reports, Tim emphasized that the family is not making any definitive statements until the toxicology results are finalized. He acknowledged the public's concern and the media's eagerness for answers but stressed that speculation without concrete evidence does a disservice to his uncle's legacy and the grieving family. The family urged the public to remain patient and allow for a thorough investigation before jumping to conclusions. Tim's insistence on patience and a full investigation only intensified public curiosity. While some took his words as a call for caution, others saw them as an indication that something darker was at play. Was there more to Hackman's death than the public was led to believe? Gene Hackman was more than just a Hollywood legend, he was a force of nature. With a career spanning over 5 decades, Hackman delivered some of the most unforgettable performances in cinematic history. From his Oscar-winning role in The French Connection to his chilling portrayal in Unforgiven, he captivated audiences with his authenticity and commanding presence. Hackman's versatility allowed him to shine in a range of roles, from hardened detectives to ruthless villains, earning him 2 Academy Awards, for Golden Globes, and the respect of his peers. Hackman also had a very interesting marital life, marked by 2 significant marriages. In 1956, he married Faye Maltese, and together they had 3 children, a son, Christopher Allen, and 2 daughters, Elizabeth Jean and Leslie Ann. Despite the demands of his burgeoning acting career, Hackman endeavored to maintain a presence in his children's lives. However, the challenges of balancing Hollywood's hectic schedule with family responsibilities were evident. After 3 decades together, Hackman and Maltese divorced in 1986. In 1991, Hackman found love again with Betsy Orokowa. Their union, though not blessed with children, was characterized by mutual respect and shared interests. As the world came to terms with Gene Hackman's passing, many looked back at the quiet yet profound way he had spent his final years. Unlike many of his Hollywood contemporaries, Hackman had chosen a life far removed from the glitz and glamour of the film industry. His decision to step away from acting was not driven by scandal, financial trouble, or a decline in offers. Instead, it was a conscious choice, one that reflected his lifelong desire for normalcy, something he had rarely been afforded at the height of his career. After retiring, Hackman and his wife Betsy Orokowa embraced a quiet life in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They resided in a gated community nestled in the hills, away from the public eye. The couple cherished their privacy, immersing themselves in the serene landscapes and cultural richness of the area. Their home became a sanctuary, reflecting their desire for a peaceful and secluded lifestyle. Fans occasionally caught glimpses of him in paparazzi photos, often biking around his New Mexico home or running errands. While he still seemed active, those close to him noticed subtle changes in his health. Hackman had long been known for his rugged on-screen presence, but in private, aging had taken its toll. Reports suggest he battled various age-related ailments, though he never publicly acknowledged any major health issues. At 93 years old, his stamina had declined, and he was known to suffer from occasional heart problems. One of the most striking aspects of Hackman's later years, as his nephew recalled, was his unwavering devotion to Betsy. Their relationship was a source of great inspiration within the family, a true partnership built on love, trust, and understanding. They had spent more than 3 decades together, supporting one another through life's challenges. His nephew recalled visiting them at their home in Santa Fe and seeing firsthand the warmth and comfort they had created for themselves. There was no need for extravagance. Their happiness was found in the simple joys of life. Hackman's nephew also shed light on the actor's personal hobbies and interests, many of which remained unknown to the public. Writing had become a passion for Hackman, and he approached it with the same dedication and discipline that had defined his acting career. His historical novels were more than just a pastime, they were a testament to his love for storytelling, a creative outlet that allowed him to express himself in a way that acting never had. But it wasn't just writing that kept him engaged. Hackman had also developed a deep appreciation for painting, something he rarely shared outside of his close circle. His nephew recalled how his uncle would spend hours working on a piece, lost in the process, completely removed from the pressures of Hollywood. It was this artistic side of Hackman, the side that few people ever got to see, that truly defined his later years. Despite stepping away from the public eye, Hackman remained active for as long as he could. His nephew remembered him as someone who, even in his 90s, insisted on maintaining his independence. Whether it was taking a bike ride through the scenic landscapes of Santa Fe or running errands around town, he refused to let age define him. He continued his passion for writing and painting, immersing himself in creative pursuits away from Hollywood. However, there were whispers among family members about his declining energy levels. Tim recounts that, in the weeks before Hackman's death, he seemed more withdrawn than usual. Though still sharp in conversation, there was a quietness about him, a sense of reflection that Tim couldn't ignore. The couple's reclusive lifestyle made it challenging to pinpoint their last public appearances or interactions. Reports indicate that they were last seen together publicly on March 28, 2024, nearly a year before their deaths. In that appearance, Hackman was photographed holding onto his wife's arm and using a walking cane, indicative of his declining health. However, Hackman had a pacemaker implanted to manage his heart condition. According to Santa Fe County Sheriff Adon Mendoza, the last recorded activity from Hackman's pacemaker was on February 17, 2025. Sheriff Mendoza stated that it is a very good assumption that this date marks Hackman's death. The sudden loss of both Gene Hackman and Betsy Orokowa has been profoundly felt by their family. Elizabeth Gene Hackman, Gene's daughter, has been particularly vocal during this period of mourning. In the immediate aftermath of their discovery, Elizabeth expressed concerns about the circumstances surrounding their deaths. She proposed that carbon monoxide poisoning might have been the cause, especially given the initial reports of a gas leak in their Santa Fe home. However, the subsequent investigation results revealed no significant gas leaks or elevated carbon monoxide levels, leaving the exact cause of their deaths undetermined. Elizabeth's reflections. The family's search for answers and their struggle to come to terms with the unexpected loss highlight the depth of their grief. Elizabeth Hackman's willingness to engage with the public and share her thoughts underscores the profound impact of her father's passing. What struck his family the most was the fact that Gene Hackman and Betsy Orokowa had gone together. In many ways, it was a poetic ending, two people who had built a life side by side departing this world as they had lived together in quiet harmony. It was a painful loss for the family, but at the same time, there was comfort in knowing that neither of them had to endure life without the other. The Hackman family is reportedly in close contact with authorities and medical examiners, ensuring that all necessary steps are taken to determine the exact cause of death. While some theories, including the possibility of a broken heart phenomenon following Betsy's passing, have been discussed by medical experts, Tim Hackman has refrained from endorsing any particular explanation at this stage. The news of Gene Hackman's passing sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. The reactions were overwhelming. As one of the most respected actors of his generation, his death prompted an outpouring of tributes from celebrities, filmmakers, and fans alike. Across social media, on television, and in written statements, the world mourned the loss of a cinematic legend. Within hours, the film industry reacted with deep sorrow. Veteran actors and directors who had worked alongside Hackman reflected on his dedication to the craft, his ability to bring every character to life with effortless realism, and his no-nonsense attitude on set. Many described him as an actor's actor, someone who led by example, never seeking attention but always commanding it. His talent was undeniable, his presence, unforgettable. Filmmakers who had the privilege of directing him recalled how Hackman's instinctive approach to acting elevated every project he was a part of. He had an uncanny ability to find depth in even the simplest of roles, transforming supporting characters into unforgettable figures and making lead performances feel deeply personal. His collaborations with legendary directors shaped some of the greatest films ever made, and those who worked with him acknowledged how rare it was to witness such mastery in action. Younger actors who had grown up watching his films also paid tribute, expressing how Hackman's performances had inspired their own journeys into acting. Many recalled watching his films in awe, studying his movements, his expressions, and his ability to switch between intense drama and light-hearted humor with ease. For them, he was a role model, someone who proved that true talent transcends trends and generations. Beyond Hollywood, the tributes extended to the global film community. From European auteurs to Asian filmmakers, many acknowledged the impact Hackman had on storytelling worldwide. His performances resonated across cultures, proving that great acting knows no boundaries. International film festivals announced special retrospectives in his honor, showcasing his most iconic films to new audiences who may not have experienced his work firsthand. His passing wasn't only felt in the film industry. Fans from all walks of life took to social media to share their favorite moments from his films, their first memories of seeing him on screen, and the ways his performances had shaped their love for cinema. Film enthusiasts organized virtual watch parties, revisiting his greatest roles in movies like The French Connection, Unforgiven, The Royal Tenenbaums, and Mississippi Burning. His ability to captivate audiences, whether as a tough-talking detective, a ruthless villain, or a flawed yet endearing protagonist, was celebrated across generations. In Santa Fe, New Mexico, where Hackman had spent his final years in quiet retirement, the local community paid their respects. Residents who had encountered him in everyday settings, whether at the local bookstore or a cafe, spoke about his humility. Despite his legendary status, Hackman had embraced a life away from the spotlight, choosing simplicity over stardom. Those who knew him personally described him as a kind yet private man, deeply devoted to his wife, Betsy Orokowa. Their passing together only deepened the sense of loss, as they had shared a love that endured for decades. Major news outlets around the world honored Hackman's legacy with in-depth retrospectives, revisiting his greatest performances and the impact he had on cinema. Critics highlighted how he defied expectations throughout his career, never allowing himself to be typecast, always choosing roles that challenged him. Unlike many of his peers, Hackman had no interest in the trappings of celebrity. He let his work speak for itself. And now, in his absence, that work stood as a towering testament to his brilliance. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, along with other prestigious institutions, acknowledged his contributions with statements recognizing the immeasurable influence he had on the film industry. His name was spoken in the same breath as other legends of his era, a reminder that while his presence would be missed, his legacy would never fade. For now, Gene Hackman's family is focusing on honoring his memory and handling funeral arrangements in private. They have requested that the public and media respect their mourning period, allowing investigators to complete their work. Once all results are available, the family will determine if further statements are necessary. Until then, they urge everyone to remember Gene Hackman not for the mystery surrounding his passing, but for the remarkable contributions he made to the world of cinema. The world has lost not just an actor but a true master of the craft. The tributes, the memorials, and the collective grief all point to one truth: Gene Hackman was one of a kind. His performances will live on, continuing to inspire future generations, reminding the world of what cinema can achieve when an actor like him takes the screen. What are your favorite memories of Gene Hackman? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Also, click on the following video on your screen. You'll love it.